What's up, YouTube? It's me, Josh, from the Average Josh Podcast. I'm back at you again with another video. And in today's video, I just want to discuss a little bit about the Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis rumors that have been floating around. So recently, there's been a couple things said on Twitter, and there's been a couple of leaks and YouTube videos coming out that may suggest that we might finally get this super fight that everybody's been wanting. The young, up-and-coming talent, Ryan Garcia, versus the more established star, in my opinion, Gervonta Davis. Two young, exciting fighters with a lot of history. Between the two. There's even an added level of complexity, meaning because both of their promoters, being Ryan Garcia's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, and Gervonta Davis's promoter, Floyd Mayweather, have an extensive history and a lot of somewhat animosity towards each other for the way that their fights played out and, you know, how their careers may have played out and things like that. So it has an extra layer of complexity and drama to this fight. So you're basically have the two young proteges of two great fighters who once came into the ring together, clashing. So it's a very interesting fight. It's one that I definitely want to see. I don't really have too much to say about it yet. I typically won't spend my time actually making a breakdown and prediction video and editing it and doing a lot of other things if the fight hasn't been made yet. So that's why I'm doing this more of just like sitting on the couch with my baby over here, Ohana Sue. Say what's up to the peeps. With my baby over here, just talking about it here. Just hoping that the fight gets made. Also, just like everybody else, I'm kind of clamoring for we got all this stuff in your hair. I'm kind of clamoring for the fight announcement for the Ryan Garcia. For the Terrence Crawford versus my favorite fighter, personally, Errol Spence Jr. Well, it's between him and Deontay Wilder. One of my favorite fighters in Errol Spence Jr. Hopefully that fight gets made pretty soon. Hopefully that gets announced. I can't wait to give my prediction on that and like give my breakdown on how I think that's gonna go. But yeah, I'm just hoping these fights get made. I won't really hold my breath until there's an actual fight date. Also, I haven't really heard a lot about some of the other big names that are in 140 right now, like Regis Prograde. I don't really hear a lot about him. I hear a lot of people talking about Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia. I hear a lot of people talking about a rematch between Pitbull Cruz and Gervonta Davis. Of course, Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia as well, because that's a mega fight. But I'm not really hearing a lot about Regis Prograde or Josh Taylor versus these guys. And that really goes to show you that people really don't care about those belts like that. Josh Taylor has those belts, and people are still clamoring to see Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia over Ryan Garcia versus Josh Taylor. And honestly, he's gotten to the point where he's fitting to really outgrow the division. He's going to have to move up to 147, maybe try to get a fight with someone like Keith Thurman and see how that goes. But I don't know. Hopefully, we see these guys in the ring so that we have something to talk about, man. Also, I already put my prediction down on the Luis Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz fights. You can go back and watch that video if you like. But, you know, if you like boxing, if you want to hear more about boxing, more about podcasts, just remember to like and subscribe. And that's all I have to say about that. I'm out.